Hello and welcome to Lugano. This short video will compare scenario managers. I will look at 3 alternative methods. I will first build a typical bespoke scenario using lookup functions within the model. Then I will use Excel's built-in scenario manager. And finally I will show how much easier it is to use Lugano. I have completed my financial model, but I now need some scenarios to analyze different versions for production capacity and their corresponding capital and sustainability costs. I will build bespoke scenarios in a new worksheet and add the relevant structures. So, let's start building. I add a new worksheet with some headings, version labels, and for each scenario I add the indices table corresponding to each version. These will be used by the lookup functions. For quick selection I add a drop-down button to select the active scenario. Now let's add the version data. I start by adding the no expansion case for capacity and then add the 3 cases for analysis, low, medium, and high capacity. OK, now I add the capital costs for the no expansion case and add the 3 corresponding cases to match the capacities. All done. The scenario uses the index function, which is used to set the lookup values, and the VLOOKUP function to load the data. As you require more variables in your scenarios, you will need to repeat this time-consuming build process as you add more scenarios and versions for other line items. The final step is to link the scenarios to the model. Select the capacity version, and go back to the model, select the capacity row, and add the links to the scenario. Now repeat this for the capital costs. Notice that as the scenario is the same, so the NPV remains unchanged. Let's select another scenario. Go to Scenarios, and select the high capacity case. Now, return to the model, and check that the expected NPV has increased. I have completed a simple build for changing scenarios, but I still have more work to do as I lack any code for my reports and audit trail. Now, let's use Excel's Scenario Manager. The Excel Scenario Manager is found in the Data tab, under the What If group. Click the Scenario Manager box and add the data to the version. I will select all the data I need for the high-capacity scenario. I have hit the Scenario Manager's notorious 32 data value limit. Your scenarios cannot exceed 32 variables. This limitation renders the manager unscalable and impractical. I will persevere and select one row of values. So here is another limitation: the values can only be constants and any formulas are lost. I click OK to continue. I would like to create a scenario using data from another worksheet. I add a new scenario, name it Test, then select another worksheet. Select my data. And click OK. The final limitation is that scenarios cannot include version data beyond a single worksheet. Again, this is impractical. We can overcome these problems with Lugano. It is easier to use and includes automated reports and audit trails. So let's launch Lugano and build a scenario. Select the capacity data and add a version. Now, select the CapEx costs and add a version. The new versions are added. Let's edit the scenario. Go to the Scenarios tab. Here we see the version we just added. Let's insert these into our scenario. I'll just drag and drop them below the original versions. At this stage, I could remove the old capacity assumptions, but I am curious to check the difference this will make, so I will run the scenario now. Let's look at the report. Here we have all the steps. And here is the waterfall chart for the NPV after each step. We can clearly see that the new expansion assumptions are significantly worse. and that the capital costs are greater despite a smaller expansion. This is odd, requiring further investigation. In conclusion, Lugano is the most effective and robust way to build scenarios. No need for large lookup tables, quirky scenario structures, or any VBA code. All your actions are recorded, and reports are generated by Lugano. As for the Excel Scenario Manager, it is severely limited and simply impractical for any real-world analysis. Thank you for watching.